Hello, Star Wars unboxing fans. Welcome to a very sad episode of Darth Tuba's unboxing show. Why is it a sad episode? Well, I will tell you. First, I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Welcome. And if you enjoyed the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button. But I've done walkthroughs of my collection in the past. This is simply one room. Okay, back there is another room, a room over there, and even a room through there. It's a pretty hefty Star Wars collection. And it's a little bit of a hodgepodge, a lot of different things. And over the years, it's been about, after my 500th episode, I've been running this channel for roughly 5 years. And I have been collecting steadily as a mainstream hobby for myself since early 90s. Okay, of course, I did have the vintage collection of my figures growing up, and I mean true vintage figures and vintage play sets and vehicles, that kind of thing. I still have them right behind me. They're all my original, the ones in the cases. Those are my original, the complete collection. And I showed that in previous episodes. And flanking them are the Black Series, some of the Black Series special figures that they've released. And that's kind of why I'm talking here, why it's a sad episode. Because looking around the room, it's just gotten to the point where there just isn't enough room. In fact, one of the reasons I started this channel was because I had been in a situation, where I had had just too many toys, not enough room. And I just realized that I couldn't keep things in the boxes anymore. So I began the process of unboxing. And I said, well, if I'm going to unbox, I might as well share that with people who are interested and do that. And that's exactly what I've been doing. A lot of the figures behind me, these are more newer Power of the Force figures that I've since unboxed. And I've shared that in previous episodes, okay? And the same as can be true that it's some things I chose not to unbox, like these Black Series figures here, because they're kind of special edition ones, first release, carbonized, whatever it might be, okay? And some some battle packs up there, some loose Black Series here, lots of different things. Even some Legos, like the Lego Falcon, okay? There have been a lot, and I'm very proud of the collection. I'm very happy with the collection, but, you know, there comes a point in every collector's life where they have to say, all right, you know, perhaps enough is enough. Maybe it's time for us to kind of reevaluate. So I've sat down with myself, I've sat down with my wife, and I even talked it over with my daughter. And I've decided to begin the process of thinning out the collection. Yes, that's true. Now, am I getting rid of the whole collection? No. No, I'm sorry if it sounded like clickbait. It's not. I am not getting rid of the entire collection, not by a long shot. I am simply thinning out and trying to limit what I have to a certain type of collectible, okay? What specifically? Well, I really do like the Hasbro figures. Some loose, some carded, okay? I like the some play sets, some Black Series. I mean, I don't feel like I have to have every Black Series. I enjoy some of the higher end collectible figures, like we have Phasma there, we have Obi-Wan. Here's another set of Black Series. Don't pay no attention to that black hole character there. I just really liked the black hole too, as it was just a part of my childhood. So you know, there are things that I feel are going to slowly just need to step away. What notably? Well, things like our Hawthorne Village stuff might have to go. Things like our cookie jars, that kind of thing, okay? So I'm slowly starting to how do we do it? Well, I sell things on eBay. I have yard sales once a year, and you usually put all you got to do in a yard sale, case in point, if you're ever interested, is put Star Wars toys for sale, toys and collectibles in an advertisement online or in the newspaper, and they come running. Usually, if you say it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., they'll show up at 7, because they know that if you have any Star Wars stuff, the best stuff's going to be at 7. You're not going to show up at 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. By then, all the good stuff's going to be taken. So if you want to sell in a yard sale, be aware, you're not going to get really top price for anything. They're going to want to sell you, they want to buy it from you for cheap most of the time, because they're going to be resellers themselves and are going to take it to other places to sell. So just keep that in mind. So what am I working on? So what am I doing? Well, let me show you some of the things that I'm looking to unload. All right, so first we have some Legos. These are Lego Technic, kind of higher end building models. Back when I collected these, the Lego Star Wars collaboration was new, and I wanted to, collect all of it because I thought it was amazing. I love Legos. I love Star Wars. I thought the combination was fantastic. So that's what I did. But now with so much collectible offerings, and then with, of course, Galaxy's Edge and Disney, and I do a lot of trips down there, I decided to refocus the collection, okay? So these are going to be on eBay. By the time this video airs, some of them might be sold. If anyone is interested and they're not sold, you can check out my eBay. You can just, type in and search for these. Best way to search is to search for numbers, like, Lego Star Wars 8008, and you can find stuff here. And I'm not trying to shell these off to you, to the watcher. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say you can go off and search for it on your own. All right, and if you find it, maybe you'll put two and two together. I will say none of my Darth Tuba moniker is present on my eBay site, but if you do enough research, you can probably connect the two. So, in addition, some of these collector series. These are like the 12-inch, Hasbro's 12-inch collectibles. Actually, we're in the process of unloading many of these. Oh, it looks like some of them fell down, but that's okay. So why am I unloading these? My main rule of thumb is that if a figure exists in one of the 12-inch Sideshow or Hot Toys, I'd rather just keep one definitive character from each. So, like, here's a great example of a beautiful Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, which I actually put on the channel a while back. So that means that this Luke Skywalker, while nice, okay, is not one that I feel the need to also have. So I'm just trying to make kind of an educated, decision about that. Oh, this poor stormtrooper fell over and he's losing his codpiece there. Shame on you. This is a family channel. Anyway, so we've got a few figures here. These are actually in these plastic kind of fold-up cases, which I really enjoyed. And that was good because you can see there's kind of like a film on them. There's some dust on them. So they were protected. So unfortunately, not all of them were. And there are a couple here. Like here's a Princess Leia down here. These guys I'm putting just out for a yard sale because they've gotten some damage. This one has some I think it's actually mold on it. So, and Leia, you can see here, she's had some bad weathering done to her. Her face is dirty. And I think what happened was I did have a flood here. Most of my toys were above the ground, about like 4, 5, 6 inches above. And I think they all turned out okay. But like here, you can see Qui-Gon's foot. See how his foot is it's got mold on it. Yeah, so those are going to be things that I'm just going to throw out to the yard sale next summer. And then once these are gone, once these are out of the place, then what will be next? Well, I think we'll be looking at things like Funko Pops, some of these Gentle Giant statues. I'll probably go these helmets. Okay, these little itty bitties from Hallmark. All right, there's a lot of things. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to unload all the masks, but I might unload the masks but keep the helmets. So, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking to do. I'm looking to really keep it set for and I'll be honest with you folks. Eventually, even the collection of figures. Here's some brick, kind of like Lego knockoff things from Europe. I'll probably put them out in one whole, in one lot on eBay. Here's some Indiana Jones figures that'll probably get sold. And that's just kind of what my next step is. Now, of course, keep in mind that there are some that we're keeping. Here's some collectible series. I'm keeping these figures. Why? Because at the moment, I don't have these figures in any other form. I don't have a Han Solo in Stormtrooper outfit from Sideshow or from Hot Toys. I don't have a Padme. I don't have a Princess Leia. You can see Princess Leia's had better days too. So I might actually do some restoration and cleaning of these. Okay, so I'm not getting rid of everything. So, again, this is not to say that I'm not going to continue collecting. I will continue to do unboxings. I will continue to collect. I will continue to have product coming in. I've ordered tons of stuff from over the, it's all arriving in the next year. Things from Entertainment Earth, things from Hasbro Pulse, things from Disney, things from Dorkside Toys. Okay, and they're all kind of on order, pre-order, and they're going to come, and I'm going to unbox them and put them in the collection. Part of the reason I'm doing all this is so I have room to move things around. Okay, so, but I mean, there's some things that I'm looking at, like, like some of these battle packs. I mean, if I have these figures already in some capacity, I don't need a battle pack. Like this one especially. Here's an Emperor. The only thing about this battle pack that is unique to other things that I'm not sure this particular dignitary I have loose. So if I do have it loose, I'll probably end up selling this just as is. If I don't have it loose, I might take this open, do an unboxing of this, and then keep that figure and sell off the rest. Again, like bag them up and sell them as, $1 a piece, $2 a piece. And again, I'm not selling these to make money off of them. I'm selling them to get a little bit of money back so that I can, put money back into the collection. It has to rotate. Unlike Steve Sansweet, I don't have a chicken coop out back and seemingly unlimited funds to be able to build an amazing long corridor with lots of shelving. And even he runs out of room, And that's the thing to be aware. There's also all of the Galaxy's Edge stuff. This is my whole Galaxy's Edge shelf. Look at this. Well, except for R2 down there. He's not part of it. But everything else, Galaxy's Edge. Everything. Every part of it. I mean, I love it. I don't collect. People are like, are you going crazy there? I said, well, I went a little crazy, but I didn't go like this. That's only like 1/100th, maybe 1,000th of what is available to purchase in Galaxy's Edge. So, again, these are things that brought me happiness. They brought me joy, and I'm happy to have them. But at the same time, it's going to be something down the road there. There's another element to all of this, and that is that, I'm very much aware. I turned 50 this year, and I realized that in turning 50, I've got, there's some life-changing things happening in our life. Nothing drastic, nothing tragic, just different. And because of that, it forces me to start making decisions. Like, where am I going to live? Am I going to stay in this house? I don't know. Am I going to, move away permanently, or maybe, when retirement is here, am I going to move away? Am I going to go someplace else? When I retire, I'm not going to have the funds like I normally do. I have to be much more budget conscious. So all of this happens, and all of this kind of leads into why, I have to pick and choose. And I've talked about that on this channel. I've made lots of choices to do certain things, I try different things out. I might collect some things to put them just for the channel and then put them right out to sale. Just because like there are certain things that I don't really need. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really pushed like other channels do. I don't put out a P.O. box. I don't want people to mail me stuff. I don't want stuff. This is not what the purpose of this channel is. I appreciate if people wanted to do that, and I got it. I've had one benefactor who's very supportive of the show, and I thank him profusely. I thanked him many, many times. But I wouldn't want that to become a common thing, because that's not what this is about. So these are the things. Again, if there's something here, again, these are all on eBay right now. Oh, sure, sorry. These are on a Facebook marketplace, but that hasn't seemed to have gotten a lot of business. So I'm probably going to end up putting them on eBay. So keep an eye out for them. And you can imagine that the only problem with eBay is that, and if anybody's done anything with eBay, you know what I'm talking about. If you've sold on eBay, you have to cover something with the shipping. Shipping is crazy for eBay. So either you have to pay the shipping and offer it free shipping, meaning you're covering the cost. But if you cover something for free shipping, it's a lot of money. It's like, I remember when I first did eBay, shipping was like, you can send something for $2, $3, $4. Now it's like action figures. If you try to sell a carded action figure, the minimum you're going to be spending to send that is $8. So yeah, you can sell a figure for $1, but then if you say free shipping, then now you're really wasting your money, because you're selling it for $1, spending $8 to ship it. And that's like minimum. What if you decide to send it across the ocean, and it's a lot more. So you have to kind of consider those things. So I find that it's just a mixture. One thing I'm going to do, I have a local antique store where you can put up temporary, it's like a half flea market, half antique store. I was thinking about putting together a little booth, putting a bunch of stuff in bins, going there one early morning in the spring or summer, and just putting them out there and see what people do. And again, it doesn't have, maybe put a little bit more than I would for a garage sale, but less than I would for a toy show, and see what happens. These are all used. Some things are in, even the things that are carted or in boxes, you know, they've been sitting in a musty old basement for X number of years. So, you know, it's just important to understand that. So anyway, that's kind of my decision. And again, the room is going to still look exactly the same. People are going to look around and be like, I don't notice any difference. I've already cleaned a lot of stuff out. I've had 2 yard sales where I've cleaned a ton of stuff out. And, you know, the money made from there, you know, we do things like we go to Disney. We put that money towards a Disney trip. And I spend money and time to get there. And I film at Galaxy's Edge. So it's not something, it's kind of an investment in the channel, too. I mean, there's a whole room in there that I haven't even opened up yet. Another thing that's happening is that, you know, normal wear and tear on my house is forcing me to replace our boiler. And this new boiler, I'm going to try to, right now I have a good amount of space away from it. I want to increase that amount of space away from the boiler for safety reasons. Well, if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to have to find a home for some of those shelves that I have up, like those portable shelves, and I'm going to need to kind of come up with something, you know, someplace to put them. So we have to thin out the collection to spread it all out a little bit more. So anyway, that's my thing today. It's not a shelf talk. It's not an unboxing. I'm kind of on hold right now. I will say that I did have an episode, I will tell you too, that I had an episode fail. I was getting ready to do this Costco paper model kit. It was Slave One and Light Cruiser from The Mandalorian, and I was going to do a little demonstration on how to put it together. Yeah, I'm not a crafty person when it comes to, well, at least when it comes to modeling. I mean, I've done, you know, pumpkin carving. I've done some different things that I'm proud of, but when it comes to paper crafts, where you have like the tab and the hole, and you have to stick the tab in the hole, and it requires gluing. Gluing and I never go well together. I'm good with like snap together model kits, that kind of thing. But any time you have to add glue or a specific kind of painting, that's when I start to not do good. And unfortunately, I was trying to glue stuff to it, and it's just a hard cardstock. So I put something glue, and then it came in, then I tried to let it sit, and it undid it, and I tried to hold it again, and it still undid it. And I tried to hold it a third time, but by this time I added more glue to see if that would help, and then that ended up making the original paper start to wither, and then it wouldn't hold at all, and then it was like the backbone of the whole piece, and I was like, oh my god. Then my hands were getting glue on them, and I put my hands on the card stock, and then the stuff would come off. It was a fail. It was a big fail. I'm sorry I didn't share it. It probably would have been fun, but I was embarrassed, so I deleted the videos quickly. So anyway, that's kind of where we are with that. So I figured it was better today to just talk a little bit about thinning out a collection. And again, how do you do that? It's up to you. You choose. You pick and choose. See all those collectible series figures that were over there behind that board there? I love those back in the 90s because I loved. In fact, let me take you through here. It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of dark, but I loved. Here's the original. I love the 12-inch series of figures. All that Yoda is actually just a kind of a Magic 8-Ball Yoda. I loved those figures. I thought they were great. These are my original figures. Well, most of them are. I think and when I was a kid, I actually had 3. I had Vader, I had the IG-88, and I had Boba Fett, right? But then over the years, I went to yard sales in the 80s and were able to pick up the rest of them for a reasonable amount of money. Those are great. So when Hasbro / Kenner started coming out with these amazing, more detailed oriented figures, I was like, oh, these are great. Look at these. Look how awesome they are. Even though when you look at them really, I mean, look, here's the thing. Let me show you something. This is Luke Skywalker from like the 90s. Okay, he's kind of built like a football player. He's a little bit bulkier. And I think that was just kind of what we were dealing with. But I want to show you this Luke. Look at this Luke. Here's Luke, right? You know, look at the difference. This is like film accurate Luke, and this kind of playset thing that came from Hot Toys, and it was expensive. And there's actually 2 Lukes. You can actually make that Luke up to look more like the Dagobah Luke, like it was a little more clean cut. I mean, there comes a point where this becomes like almost a child's, like a preschool toy. It's kind of a weird thing, but weird analogy. But that's what I mean. You know. So, and again, here's another one. This one I remember being. Whoops. Dropped his bandolier. This one. Look at this Chewbacca. It's kind of nightmare fuel, right? Okay. Now, let's look at this Chewbacca. This is the Force Awakens Hot Toys Chewbacca. But look at it. I mean, it's amazing. And, you know, Chewbacca hasn't really aged since the end from Return of the Jedi to Force Awakens because they live a long time. I mean, come on. Which one would you want? I mean, it's just, I know, don't get me wrong, I loved it when it came out, you know, but it just, bleh. So, yeah, you know, there just comes a point where it's like, why am I keeping it? All right, it's sitting down here, it's collecting dust, and I have, how many Chewbaccas does one need? All right, so that Chewbacca that I showed, the really nice one, it's the only Chewbacca I have. I'm not going to try to collect every single Hot Toys figure, though. That's the thing. They're, like, very expensive. If you don't know, those are, like, between $200 and $300. Okay, so, or then you got figures like, I think this is a Sideshow Obi-Wan, right? And the Sideshow Obi-Wan, they're a little more. They were, I think, $80 when they first started. Now they're up to, like, well, that's the thing. Like, Sideshow doesn't seem to make Sideshow figures as much. I mean, you know, disagree with me in the comments all you want, but it just seems like when they're really advertising, they're not advertising Sideshow. They're advertising, at least they're not advertising Sideshow 12-inch. They're advertising Hot Toys. It seems like Hot Toys is kind of taking over the 12-inch license. So, and I'm there for it. They're amazing. So, I mean, here's a bunch of them, you know. I mean, you can sort of tell, like, we've had certain ones that, well, you have certain one that can tell, like, Sideshow generally has this rounded base, and there's Rey. I mean, look how real Rey is. Look at the Leia. Look at this Leia. You know, and then you can look back here. You can see like the different characters. They don't look as good. You know, even Sideshow and Hot Toys have improved the tech. So I'm really excited about that, and I look forward to being able to. You know, there are a few more items I bought. Am I going to buy more? I don't know. I mean, there is a part of me that also thinks, you know, someday, hopefully not for a very long time, but someday I won't be here. And, you know, we just got through, on a personal note, we just got through cleaning out the estate of my father-in-law. And he was also not a collector of Star Wars, but he was a collector of everything else, it seemed like. So, you know, I thought it was a big deal. I mean, we took care of it. We took what we wanted, and we actually did a clean-out service to get rid of the rest. So it's not a huge thing, but I don't want to burden my family, my daughter, with all of this, or my wife if I go before her. So I'm trying to consolidate down to some reasonable thing where maybe they could just put out a sale, an offer to say an entire Star Wars collection, mostly figures, and someone might come in and say, I'll offer you this much, and they can say sure, and then they buy it all. So anyway, that's the plan right now. Okay. Again, there'll be plenty of episodes. There'll be plenty of unboxings. That will not change. None of that's going to change. I'm just going to also be thinning out the collection. So when you look in the back, you'll even notice in my backdrop here, I've started to, all those 12-inch figures were there. So I replaced them with the boxes. And now I'll probably end up adjusting the shelves too. So that's kind of what's going on. So that's going to do it for today's rant episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter, at Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show on Facebook, or unboxing page on Facebook. If you want to support the show and get really cool merch, I think Acmina might still be available as a shirt on my TeePublic store. Check the TeePublic store link in the description. Thank you so much. You can look forward to many more unboxings, many more discussions about different Star Wars things. Oh, check out my War of the Stars podcast with John Martali. that usually airs. It's not airing this week, but it will be airing. Usually it drops live on StreamYard on Wednesdays. You can check out War of the Stars on Twitter, or you can just look for it on the rerun wherever podcasts are found. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force and the toys be with you.